RurrFurr. Hey, it's Rory here, and today's topic is, how likely is an apocalypse? There are plenty of ways the world could end, but we're just going to talk about a few of them. I've done some research and found that zombies, EMPs, meteor strikes, and global warming are some of the most talked about in movies and books. I definitely will not talk about all the mainly talked about apocalypses. Please don't get on me if I missed one. Number 1. Zombies. Well, we mostly think of zombies as people that have fallen to a disease of some sort. While that may be possible, we're going to focus on a different type of zombie, a parasite. We may think that zombies are just an idea out of Hollywood that make great movie plots, and they do make great movie plots, but zombies are actually a real occurrence, just not as we know it. There are several animals in the world that use zombification to their advantage, such as the emerald cockroach wasp. The cockroach wasp will find a cockroach and inject it with a toxin that goes through the creature's blood into the brain, causing the cockroach to have no free will whatsoever. The wasp then uses the cockroach to lay eggs in, and the baby wasp will use the cockroach as a food source until it is fully grown and bites its way out of the host. While this is essentially a zombie, it's not really like the ones we think of or see on TV. The closest thing to zombification on humans is a drug found in Haiti. It slows your blood flow down to the point where you do not have a pulse, but you can still do simple things such as eating or drinking. Some voodoo priests thought it would be a good idea to test it out and turn some people in their own village into slaves to work on the sugar farms as free labor. While the flesh-eating zombies we think of are probably not possible, mind control definitely could be. That's a pretty scary thought. Number 2. Electromagnetic pulses, or EMPs. Electromagnetic pulses, or EMPs as we'll call them, are a blast of energy that basically fries any electronic component. These electric menaces are caused when radiation from the sun essentially slingshots through space at ridiculous speeds and hits Earth. EMPs are not really directly deadly, but they would be quite harmful to anything running on a power source, and definitely change life as we know it. One of the scary and little-known facts about EMPs is that a big one has already happened. That's right, our whole power grid has been shut down once before. Fortunately, this freak blast of electricity happened in the mid-1860s, so not much was affected, though there were several reports of telegraphs catching on fire and several telegraph operators being severely burned. Keep in mind, this was the 1860s. Imagine what would happen today. Many of the things we use every day around the house and in our lives would no longer work, just like that. Not to mention, people could get injured from it as well. In my conclusion, I would say that this type of apocalypse would not end humanity, but it would completely change our lives. Another thing, it is rumored that the US military has been working on an EMP gun for years, but no known weapon is known of right now. With this info, I found that EMPs are a real threat, and also, we're due. Number 3. Meteor strikes. I'm sure you've seen a documentary or at least a movie about a rock hurtling through space, hitting the Earth, killing us all. Due to their dramatic causing of destruction and reputation of causing the dinosaurs to go extinct, meteor strikes are highly talked about in the media. Since humans have been around, there have been no substantially deadly meteor strikes, but there have been some pretty close calls. Several times large meteors have closely passed the Earth or exploded in the atmosphere. One time in 1908, a meteor hit over central Siberia, Russia, killing one person and flattening 1,000,000 square miles of trees. Fortunately, this region of Russia is extremely cold and not many people live there. It can reach less than 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you across the pond, that's 57 degrees Celsius. Amazingly, this is not the only brush with a meteor Russia has had. More recently, in 2013, a meteor exploded over the more populated Russian town of Chelyabinsk. It injured 1,100 people, mostly with glass cuts and temporary deafness due to it exploding with the force of an atomic bomb and letting off a sonic boom. In conclusion, a meteor strike will happen, but the real question is when. Number 4. Global warming. Okay, so global warming used to be sort of an iffy subject because we didn't really know if it existed or not. Now there's more scientific advancements, and we found that, yes, global warming actually does exist, and it's a real problem. Regardless of political party, the science is there, and global warming is real. Anyway, now that I have that out of the way, let's talk about what global warming actually does. Basically, global warming happens when waste gases from things such as burning coal or plastic goes into the air. The gas floats up into the atmosphere and gets sort of stuck. As more and more gases go into the air, the average temperature of the Earth as a whole gets hotter, and the Arctic and subarctic ice caps start to melt. As they melt, more water is released into the oceans, causing water levels to rise and cities to flood. Ugh, that's a mouthful. Anyway, the effects would be pretty catastrophic to human life. It is likely that most of the world's cities would be underwater, and much of the Earth's population would perish. In conclusion, global warming will happen, and it will destroy our lives if we do not stop it. If we do nothing, it is estimated that humans, along with most of the rest of the organisms on Earth, will go extinct, possibly even within the next 200 years. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my first video. It took a lot of work over the past month and a half. I'd like to thank my friend Alex. He did all the art in this video, and he's really an amazing guy. He also makes some really awesome video games. I'll put a link to his game blog and Twitter in the description if you want to check him out. If you want to talk to me, ask me questions, or make suggestions, feel free to go to my Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Those links will be in the description as well. Also, if you liked the video, it would be great if you could like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.